Hello everyone, my name's Faith. I appreciate you being here. If you would like to learn how to curl your hair in a few different ways today, then just keep watching. Let's get to it. Hey, how's it going? My name's Faith, and today I'm going to show you a few different ways you can curl your hair. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is brush out our hair. And this is just the way I do it. I'm not a hairdresser. I have been doing my hair since I was really young, but besides that, this is how I do it. Brush it out, we're all good. Then I'm going to put some heat protector on it. I use Pantene Smooth. It's just the one I use. I don't use it every time, just sometimes when I feel like it. It doesn't really make my curls any better or stay any longer. It's just the same. And it's just if I feel like protecting my hair a little bit or not. So then I brush it through, let it air out for a minute until it's dry. And then sometimes I pin up my hair. I don't have a lot of hair, so I don't really need to. But yeah, I just part it where I want to. Down the middle. And then I'll show you starting on this side. So we'll start with the bottom, or the back part of each side. I'll clip it up like this. And then what I'm going to do is I start from underneath and then go higher, just because I find it easier. So then I'm using a 1-inch curling iron, just a regular clamping one, from Conair. They're like $20. And then I'm first going to do a wrap curl. So then I'm not going to use the clamp for this one. I'm just going to turn it upside down, put it behind my hair, and wrap it around. And then leave my ends out. And just hold it until I feel the middle piece right here is warm, and then I let go. And there we go. It's way down here. But I don't do it very tight, and if I wanted this tighter, then I would just go back up here and hold it for a little bit longer. Touch it to make sure we're not burning our hair. And boom, there we go. And then just move on to the next piece. I'll throw this one in the back, that way it's out of the way. Grab the next piece, and then the same thing. Put it behind my piece of hair, wrap it all the way around, leave the ends out like 1.5 inches, however much you feel. If you don't want to leave it out, get a glove and put the whole thing around. I like leaving the ends out though. I don't like all of it to be like spirally curled. And there's another piece. Throw that one in the back. And then I'll keep doing the same thing. These next ones. Sometimes I use my left hand, sometimes I use my right. As long as you go behind your hair and you're just wrapping it all the way around, I don't have any issues. It all looks the same. Just hold it. And this middle piece can get out of the way. And then let it go. See, like this one didn't take as much, so it just depends. If you use more or less hair, it'll take less or more time to curl it. There we go. Put it back there. And this piece should be the last one. So then on this side of my head, I'm going away from my face. I'm curling backwards toward the back of my head. This way, I just think it looks nicer. And if you were going for like a vintage look, then you could curl towards your face. Or just if that's how you feel. It's not how I feel. Touch it. It's pretty warm, but the thicker piece has to be warm too. Perfect. Okay. So boom. This is already done. Then I leave it, finish the whole side, and then I'll brush it out. So I'm just going to keep going. When I get to the front, I will be back to talk to you. Oh, and one tip is I like to stay a couple inches away from the root of my hair, just because I like it to be looser and not as tight up in the top by my roots. That's a personal preference. If you want it tighter up there, then Hold it closer. There we go. They look a little weird when you take them out, but it's fine. Okay, so now that we're at the front, then I'm just going to push all this away because it's making me hot. And it's like from your ear up, this is where I pay a little bit more attention. So then the bottom piece is fine. I just do it like every other piece closer to my head, like 2 inches. Leave the ends out, same thing, go backwards. Okay, and then as I get closer to the little bit of layers I have in the front of my hair, when I go to the middle and then the very top right here closest to my face, then I go even further away just because around my face I don't like to frame it with tight curls. I like them to be lower and looser. So it's just the same technique, wrap it around, going backwards. But instead of starting up here like I did for the other ones, I'm going to start maybe like halfway down. Wrap it around, leave the ends out, and that'll give me more of the desired look I like. It gives you like a bigger swoop in the front. I'll show you. So it's down here. Now that it's all done, I'm going to brush it out now with my fingers. And then, see? Then I'll move on to the next side. And if there's any pieces I feel like I need to fix, then I'll fix them. Usually I can't really tell immediately, except like this one right here. This is weird, so we're just gonna hold this one again. Wrap it around just the top because the bottom looked good. And that's better. Brush it out, twist it all around, throw it on the back, and then move on to the other side. There we go. Okay, just feeling a little bright. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. Switch sides now. Clip up the top half. It's good to go. So now for the other side, I like to use the opposite hand more so than the same side of my hair hand. Put it behind your hair, so behind you. Wrap it around. And leave the ends out. And your head's a good rest for your arm. And then just feel it again until the biggest piece wrapped is warm. So once you wrap it around, it's going to be like flat, and then by like the second or third wrap, it's going to get a little bit thicker because the hair is going to twist. That's the piece that I gauge the heat on, if that makes any sense. Boom, done. Next one. This one's a little bit thicker, so it's going to take a little bit longer. It doesn't really matter the size pieces you do. I would try to stay consistent throughout your whole head, but things happen. It's fine. Feeling this piece because it's like the thickest piece. It's almost ready. Don't burn yourself, please. Let go. Toss it in the back. Next piece. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to take down my hair. I'm going to get to the front. I'll be back. There we go. Okay. So, front of our hair. Bottom piece. Like normal. Curl it back. The little pieces by my ears I don't really worry about. They're not very noticeable. I don't curl them. Sometimes I will. Sometimes I just leave them. Sometimes they're curled because, I don't know, I was sweating or it's hot. Who knows? Yeah, I don't really bother with them. Just depends on how I feel. And then, okay, so here's the front piece. Behind it, further away, wrapping away from your face, leave the ends out. Go a little bit further right here, take more space, a couple more inches, maybe like 3.5, 4, instead of just like 2 for me. Wrap it, it's looser, and then brush it out. Check for any pieces that we're not a fan of, like this one. Wrap it around real quick. Bingo. Then we should be good to go. Just brush your fingers through it. I don't really hairspray unless I had just washed and blow dried my hair. Then I would hairspray because it's going to fall out. But besides that, I don't hairspray my hair. I just leave it. I would put a little bit of oil. I've been using pumpkin oil recently. I think I have it. Hold on. I don't know where it is. But I've been using pumpkin oil just on the ends, mid-lengths to the ends of my hair. But that's when it's like drying. So this is all I do. This is the first way to do it. This is just wrap curling it. I think it looks really nice. And then here's the back. Okay, let's go on to the other way to do the same style of curling. So we're just going to switch the technique a little bit, the directions that we're curling the hair, and it'll give us a little bit of a different effect. See you soon. Morning. So we're back again. It is a different day now, obviously. My hair's different. And we're going to do the same technique of wrapping our hair, but we're going to do it a little bit different. That way we get a different outcome. It'll be the same type of curl, but we're going to change our directions. So let's get started. Okay, so I just already brushed my hair and I also put in my heat protector again, the same one. So now what we're going to do is, I just have it parted here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to section it off from like roughly like my ear forward on both sides. So 1, you're going to look really attractive. 2, and then take this section, and this is going to be 1 section. We'll leave this for later. I know I'm going to look crazy, but it's fine. So we'll have 1, and then now we have all the rest of our hair. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just divide this into smaller sections, and then that way it's like easier to work with. So I'm just going to start with the bottom portion of it. Clip it up. Okay, bottom section, pull it forward. I'm going to brush it again. Then what I'm going to do is the same idea, I'm just going to wrap it around, but this time I'll show you. So I'm just going to start on this side, it doesn't matter. I'm going to wrap it around going backward again. Hold it. Till it's hot, leave the ends out still. That's just the way I like it. And then let it go, right? So now instead of like the first way, going and doing this exact same thing again, wrapping away, I'm going to wrap it forward because it gives it a different look than wrapping it all the same direction. So hold it. Same idea, leave the ends out. Now I'm just wrapping toward my face. So I'm going to put the barrel in front of the hair and then wrap forward around it instead of putting the barrel behind the hair and wrapping backwards. And then wrapping forwards. and then I'm going to throw those back. So I just wrapped forwards, now I'm going to wrap backwards again. Just random sections of hair. I'm not going in any specific order. So now putting it behind and wrapping backwards and holding it. Let it go, and then the same section, because I wrapped that one backwards, now I'm going to put this one in front, and I'm going to wrap it around forwards. And then let go. And then I just like to brush out each section before I move on to the next one, because I don't want everything to be too tight. It's going to look a little bit messy right now, but once you put it all together, I think it looks a lot better, and you'll see. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side now. Since I started backwards on that side, I could technically start forward, so it just goes, the whole section along the back is together. It'll go one way then the other, one way then the other. But it really doesn't matter, so if you don't do that, it's going to be okay. So wrapping it forward. And these aren't perfect sections, they're not all the same. It's not a big deal, but I like messier hair. If you like something that's more put together, then you'll want to keep your sections similar sizes and make sure they're all starting the curl at the same height from the top, or the distance from the top. Alright, so that one went forward. This one's going to go backwards. And we're going, and I'm still leaving the ends out. I think you get the idea, so I'm going to finish this and keep going the rest. I'm going to fast forward, but just remember that it's forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. If you do 2 forwards and then a backwards, it doesn't matter, it's going to be fine. Just alternating will give a different effect at the end, and you will see what that looks like. See you in a minute. One important thing to note is that if you point the barrel, see how the curling iron's facing down? Pointing it this direction will change your curl. So this gives it a softer look, whereas I find putting it this way when I curl it gives it a harsher look when it's curled, and that's not something I desire. So at least today, I'm going to make sure I'm pointing it down or up, just as long as it's not parallel to the floor. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so I'm back. When you get to the top layer, it's the same idea applies. It doesn't matter which way. So I'm going to go starting backwards on this side. I am going to leave it a few inches from the root, but I find that it looks pretty either way when you're rotating back and forth if you go higher or lower with the curl when you start it. So I'm just going to still keep alternating it back and forth, forwards and backwards between all the curls on both sides. So I went backwards. Now I'm going to grab another random section, and now I'm going to put it in front and go forward. And I will see you again in a few minutes. back parts. Brush them out because it's very curly. It's a good face. You're welcome. This fell out, it appears. So we're going to rewrap that one. I know I said hold it down, but right now I can't really do that. My face is in the way. So it's fine. It's all going to be fine. And this one also fell out. It's because I just washed my hair yesterday, so sometimes it'll fall out if it wants to. I don't know. Alright, so that's all good to go. Now we're going to do the front part. Part it where you want it. And then we're going to start with one side, brush out this side, and now when I do these front pieces, I'm going to curl them all backwards, like we did the first time. So I'm going to put the barrel behind the hair, wrap it toward the back of my head, leave the ends out. I'm going to do this for all of this side. Keep going up. Put it behind, wrap it backwards. I'll finish this side and I'll be back. So, brush that out, boom, one side's done. Now I'm going to do the other side. So, brush it out, and then the same thing applies to this side. I'm going to go behind it with the iron and then wrap towards the back of my head. Leave the ends out and do this same direction, so putting it behind the hair, wrapping it towards the back of my head for this whole side. Just like I did the other side, just the opposite direction because this one's going backward that way. Grab the hair, put it behind, wrap it backwards. And the reason I'm looking up there is because my mirror's behind you, so. But I'm going to finish this side and I'll be right back. So I'm going to brush out this side, and boom. If you're a hairspray kind of person, then hairspray. If you're not, just leave it. I'm not, unless I really need it to stay. Other than that, I just kind of let my hair have a mind of its own. And this is the result. So it looks a little bit fuller than when we do it all the same direction, so I'll turn around and show you. I feel like it's a little messier, a little more easygoing, and it just looks really nice, just like the first one. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope that was useful. Let me know in the comments if it was useful or if I was just really confusing. And I hope you get something out of it. Thank you for watching and being here today. And yeah, I hope you have a great day, good night, sweet dreams, good morning, anything. Alright, bye!